Hi everyone, welcome to the Thinking Crypto YouTube channel. My name is Tony. On this channel, we cover the news, facts, and sentiments that are happening in this new asset class that is cryptocurrencies. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also smash the like button. We've got a lot to cover today. Tomorrow is the much anticipated launch of Bakkt, which is going to have physically delivered Bitcoin futures. I'm going to talk a bit about the implications about that. Now, first, let's take a look at the market here. We are not seeing much action. The price of Bitcoin has been hovering around $10,000 for a long time. We've had some pullbacks and but a lot of recoveries as well, which is a good sign. So we're holding that support level of $10,000 at least. The altcoin saw a pump, a kind of a mini alt season pump, but I don't know if we're in a true alt season, right? Because look at the downturn we're seeing. We see right across the board, Ethereum at 208, XRP at 27 cents, Litecoin at $72. So we have to see how things play out, but a lot of big things coming up. And like I said, tomorrow the launch of Bakkt will be taking place. And some background for those who don't know, they are an institutional cryptocurrency exchange and custody service. They're powered by the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, which is ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange. And the ICE, they own multiple markets, obviously New York Stock Exchange and now Bakkt, which would be focused specifically on crypto. And they are also partnered, or Bakkt is also partnered with Starbucks. So there's going to be a big marketing push behind this. Essentially, you're going to have your Bakkt app, which you can buy, trade, store your crypto. You can walk into Starbucks and make purchases using that Bakkt app. So really a game changer here. And just earlier this month, they opened up their custody service. And, their goal is to help take Bitcoin mainstream. And here's an article in Fortune that was released a few days ago where they talked about that and their plan, and clearly highlighted ICE, their parent company, one of the world's largest commodities markets. It's going to be powering this, guys. And so there's a lot of money and infrastructure and power, so to speak, right? A lot of leverage here that they have behind them. And they're not the only one looking to do the launch of physically delivered Bitcoin futures. You have ErisX, LedgerX, and a few others that are looking to do the same. And what's unique about that is the contracts are settled in actual crypto, in actual Bitcoin. So no settlement in cash, but actual crypto, which means they actually have to have the crypto. And that's great because they're going to be buying it up, have it ready for their clients. People can obviously open their contracts and it'll all be settled in crypto. As we've talked about before, they will start with Bitcoin, but then continue to add new cryptos, and it'll go down the list: XRP, Ethereum, and so on and so forth. So, this article here on Fortune goes into all the details, the background of how this all started. And they even mentioned their competitors, LedgerX and ErisX. And, they are looking to push this big time. And here's the mention of the Starbucks partnership, guys. And, they're also talking about how they're going to make regulation less scary. And they're going to help to reduce a lot of the volatility in the market as it grows. It won't happen overnight, but they will help to achieve that. Because obviously we know this young market has a lot of volatility. So what can we expect tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern time or whatever, right? They launch here in New York. What can we expect? Well, I started talking about this weeks ago in my different videos where I don't believe we're going to see the market surge. Like, I don't know if there's going to be a pump. There might be, there's a probability of that happening. But I personally think it has to happen when the marketing starts. When we start seeing ads and they go after the mainstream folks along with Starbucks, then I think we'll start seeing some increase in price. Because it's simple business practice. You first launch your service, make sure everything works, get rid of all the errors and problems and so forth, and then you start mass marketing, right? Simple business and economics here. And we have other players in the market that will follow suit as well, because no one wants to get left behind. So you can imagine ErisX, LedgerX, and all these other companies are going to market as well. So we also know that the Bitcoin halving is coming up next year in May. So I think a lot of these things coupled together will really help drive the price up. And we also heard a few days ago CME Group to launch Bitcoin options in Q1 2020. So you see where we're headed, guys. A lot of these big players are planning their launches very closely together. Like I said, no one wants to get left behind. And you can imagine some others are going to probably announce, hey, we're launching our Bitcoin futures product or whatever it may be, or an options. And more hedge funds and all these folks are going to start participating. So this is very significant, guys. Very, very significant. You got the big money getting in here. Essentially, a Wall Street giant, right? The owner of the New York Stock Exchange and other markets getting into this crypto asset class. So big things ahead. And like I said, I could be wrong. I'm just saying my personal opinion. I don't expect the price to pump tomorrow. It will be great if that happens, right? And we see Bitcoin, maybe break 20K, towards the end of this year. But in my gut, I'm thinking that's going to probably happen next year as the marketing aspect of this starts, because it'll bring new money. It will help make Bitcoin more mainstream, especially when you bring in a Fortune 500 brand like Starbucks. So I hope you guys understand my perspective and how I'm thinking about this. But I'm very excited for this, and it's finally happening because they've had a lot of delays. So really great stuff. And this is interesting also coming from the CME Group, guys. I mean, these are big players, and it's going to be amazing once this market matures and grows. And I'm a long-term holder. I'm hodling, right? I have my portfolio. I buy the dips where I can, and not financial advice, of course. But that's what I'm doing. And we also see on not just the investment front, but the transaction front of being able to spend crypto and for merchants to receive them. This infrastructure is being built out. A lot of different players, BitPay and a lot of Bitcoin crypto ATMs are popping up around the globe. And this is happening worldwide, guys. And big organizations like Microsoft and Wikipedia, accept Bitcoin, and many others as well. We heard about Burger King, and it is all coming to a head here, and not just BitPay, but Flexa. So there's a lot of options now, making it easy for people to spend their crypto and merchants to accept it. And of course, the biggest player, as we just talked about, is Bakkt with Starbucks, right? And these other merchants and businesses eventually will start mass marketing too. Hey, we accept Bitcoin. You may start seeing the signs pop up even more at Burger King or wherever it is, right? You can spend your crypto here, and you would of course have to have the respective app, the BitPay, Flexa, whatever it may be. But the infrastructure is certainly being built out. Now, this is very interesting, guys. Talk about, maturity and the growth of the market. NASA looks to hire data scientists with crypto and DLT background. Why, right? Because this disruptive technology, guys, is going to take over everything, and crypto is going to be a part of everything, and and transactions and so forth. So NASA is definitely looking to hire someone with crypto and blockchain expertise, according to a LinkedIn job posting posted on September 20th. NASA has a vacancy at its Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California, which primarily functions as the construction and operation of planetary robotic spacecraft and conducting Earth orbit missions. So they're looking to probably see how they can leverage this, and I think more on the blockchain side of things. But of course, to understand blockchain, you got to start with what? Crypto, right? Crypto is essentially the first major use case of blockchain. So you got to understand both aspects. And blockchain will disrupt many industries, as we all know, and we've seen it already started happening. So this is very interesting, and this is a sign of things to come. Facebook Libra, we got some more details here, will be made up of US dollar, euro, yen, pound, and Singapore dollar. So it's a basket of fiat currencies. I'm not big on stable coins. They still bring the same fiat currency problems to a digital format. But I can certainly see a certain use case of where people want to transfer value, but still doesn't solve the fiat currency issue, which we see currencies like Bitcoin and XRP and the others that are essentially solving and more deflationary. They have a capped amount. So it reduces inflation from that perspective. Finally here, you guys, if you've been a subscriber to this channel, you know, even going back to the start, I've never been big advocate of privacy coins. When I say I haven't been an advocate, I mean like as an investment. Now, if you're using privacy coins for whatever else, I personally don't, but you know, to each his own. But as far as an investment, because the governments are going to crack down on it and they're going to go after it, right? They want to see what's happening. They want to make sure money laundering and all kinds of things are not happening. So I'm not saying privacy coins don't have a use case or they don't have value, but they have a high risk, and that's a risk I don't want to take. Some of you may have the stomach for it, but here we got news as South Korea's Upbit becomes the latest exchange to delist privacy coins. So that's not a good sign, and it includes Monero, Dash, Zcash, Haven, and a few others. And this will end on Monday, September 30th. So this is coming from requirements from the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force, which, as you guys remember, I think it was the G20 summit when, you know, many of these countries came on board, and they're going to look to make sure crypto isn't used for money laundering or illegal activities. So that's why I personally don't hold any privacy coins in my portfolio. My top three are XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. I hold some others as well, but no privacy coins. So guys, what do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts about, you know, what do you think will happen tomorrow, the launch of Bakkt? Do you think the market will pump? We could, you know, there's a probability of us seeing some level of pump. Is it going to be one of those all-time bull runs like we saw in 2017? I personally don't think so. I think we have to wait for, you know, more of a mainstream education and marketing to happen from these big players, and that's when. And I don't think that's far off. I honestly think if they start marketing aggressively, you know, and we go closer to the Bitcoin halving next year, I think we can see that bull run like similar to 2017. But obviously we're not talking about certainties here, we're talking about probabilities. No one can predict the future, but I would love to hear what you guys think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description. Thank you guys for your support, and I'll talk to you all later.